Oh boy, here we go again. Back to work. We got one more day left this week. It's been a fantastic week so far, and we have a lot to cover in what might be the most important video of the week so far. The charts look beautiful in front of me right now, and if we're lucky tomorrow, we might get a chance to play both sides of this market and finish this week off with some more green on Friday. I have a number of trades I'm tracking on both the buy side and the sell side for tomorrow. I'm going to cover all my favorite trades in the video tonight. I want to make sure you get to the game plan to make some money on finally Friday's trading session. Before we jump in and talk my favorite trades for Friday, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I don't want you to miss tomorrow night's video, so hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed the lessons, if you like these videos, hit that like button for me. Give me a shout out down in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in, supporting the channel. Enough of the intro though. Friday is right around the corner. Let's go make some more money on finally Friday trading session. Boy, charts are all ready to go here. Nasdaq triple Qs are in front of me. The S&P and the SPY is all ready. Glad to see you already here right along with me. I have three really important clues on these charts right now that are telling us I think where the best winning trades are going to be for tomorrow. One of them is right on this 60-minute time frame. We have bullish markets overall. You can definitely see both the Nasdaq and the S&P is bullish, but is it just me, or are we starting to get up around some key areas of resistance on the E-mini and big time resistance with a range below us on the Nasdaq? We're definitely bullish overall, but is this the top of this market? This is one really important clue, but I have two more, I think even more important clues on the tick charts tonight. Before we drill down though to the tick charts and talk entry tactics and two more important clues that tip us off to the best entries for tomorrow, before we do that though, let's check our schedule for tomorrow, because there's two important things on my mind you want to keep on your radar for tomorrow. Now, first of all, we got Jay Powell back on the microphone tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's tough to tell how much the markets will be caring about that, because we just heard from him on the FOMC announcement just about 48 hours ago, right? So it's tough to think the markets are going to be paying too much attention, but whenever Jay Powell speaks, we always are going to be listening. So tough to tell how much it'll impact for tomorrow, but it's definitely something on my radar. More importantly for tomorrow is a Friday. And Fridays, what you have to understand about Fridays, they get low volume as the day develops. I have in our trade room what I call the Friday mindset. What I mean by this is my job on a Friday is to get into trades early in the session when the markets are at their best and I'm at my best. I always sort of take some profit quickly, remove risk quickly. And one thing about Fridays, they get low volume in the afternoon and they love to run. Go back and look at previous Fridays and you'll see about 3 out of every 5 Fridays, we get these big low volume moves on Friday afternoons. So again, my mindset on a Friday morning is get in early when I'm at my best and the markets are at their best, take some profit early, remove risk, but I always try to leave a little runner into the afternoon, because I'll tell you, you get lucky on a Friday afternoon and catch a big run, you don't need a very big position to make your entire week on a Friday afternoon. So early in, remove risk, take a bit of profit, but that Friday mindset says, let those Friday afternoon trades run. So we got Jay Powell tomorrow and the Friday mindset, but let's get back to our charts though, because the money is made on the charts. We talked about there are 3 important clues overall tonight. One important clue is here on the 60-minute time frames. We're bullish overall, but into major resistance overhead. Let's now talk about those 2 more important clues right now, and we'll do it first on the S&P. We'll wrap things up on the Nasdaq. The S&P and Nasdaq are very similar, by the way, right? Always very interchangeable. Keep it in mind. Now, we don't trade off a 60-minute time frame in our trade room. We always trade off tick charts. Tick charts make pattern recognition so much easier, and patterns are a big part of trading. This, of course, is a 7,000 tick chart. See linked up there in the upper left-hand corner. And if you're watching for the first time right now, this is the 21 EMA. It's the most important tool we use, the most important indicator we use every morning in our trade room. Now, there are 2 more important clues right now on this tick chart. One of them is this big move up into a trading range. Now remember, anytime we make a big move in one direction, we have to expect that buyers are not going to want to chase it and buy high. Most importantly though, anytime we see a trading range, we know that ranges love to rotate. They rotate back and forth. When they break out, the amount below that range can project above that range. Now think about this. 60-minute time frame. We're bullish overall, but way up at resistance. If we can get a rotation back up to the high of that trading range, I think there are a couple of ways to look for some beautiful bull traps off of that high. There are two locations and two different types of entry patterns to time the perfect bull trap off the high. We'll definitely talk a lot about that in more detail as we go deeper. But there's one more important clue here though, and that's that recent range breakout after the FOMC yesterday afternoon. We had that range around the FOMC this week, right? Let me get that big breakout. Now, if you watch these videos, if you've taken my free video classes, you know how much we love breakout pullbacks. Breakout, and the breakout pullback is all the way back down in this area. Now, you have to think right now, there are a ton of buyers who would love to buy that breakout pullback tomorrow. This is why I said earlier in the introduction, if we put our cards right for tomorrow, we might get some bull traps off the high and get a nice juicy bounce late in the day tomorrow off that breakout pullback zone. Play double sides, right? If the trading gods are watching down on this here tonight, that will be a great way to double dip, double our profits, and finish up the week with a bang. Now, on the bounce off this low, there are like 5 different patterns I can expect for tomorrow. We'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. You're going to want to stick around all the way to the end because I'll tell you, there are ways to short this on the way down, ways to buy the bounce, and we might get one of those double bottom bounces too off that low. So I will make it worth your time. Stick around all the way to the end. But first though, if somebody asked my favorite trade for tomorrow, I would love to get a bull trap off of that high. Now, there are 2 types of entry patterns I always look for a bull trap. One of them is called a crown reversal pattern. We saw a beautiful one today on the Nasdaq. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But if I can get this thing back up in this area, and really, it could be this area, it could be this area, this area, this area, really anything that rotates higher here right now. This, can we all agree, after a big move up like this into major resistance on the 60-minute time frame, this is not a very desirable area to be a buyer, right? I don't think a lot of pros are buying way up here, right? Definitely down here, but not way up here. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're not going to pick a top, right? We've learned that lesson already. We're not foolish enough to short a big bull market. However, though, if I start seeing rookie buyers come in, try to buy it once, it goes lower, they try to buy it twice, if I can get one of these, ultimately, it's a bull trap pattern, which we teach in the free video courses, a lower low in price, and move right above that high, nice strong red signal candle closing firmly below moving average. I call these crown reversal patterns. They're basically bull trap patterns like I teach inside the free video course. Now again, this could happen up here, in here. It may only go like this, buyers once, buyers twice, like that, right? Because you can think about it. If I draw a trend line off that low and put it right up off that high, oh my goodness, right? A horrible spot to be a buyer. But again, I can't predict the reversal, right? I have to trap these buyers in and then think about where their stop losses are going to be and use their stops to fuel that move. Those are called crown reversals. Those are one of my reversal patterns I look for in our trade room. Now, one more here. Pay attention. This one's a little more tricky, but it'd be very, very lucrative if we get it. Let's say we slam higher overnight, but now we don't get that 1, 2, and that trap back down again, right? That'd be great. Lower low in price, a trap of that high. That would be fantastic. What happens oftentimes, though, is after these big moves going higher like this, we get that whack right back down, right? It's basically one big bull trap up into these areas of resistance. These can be pretty tricky. What you want to do is, if it gets whacked back down, it will usually begin to grind, going lower like this, right? You'll begin to see it grind going down. That grind is the giveaway. Okay, watch closely. Draw a trend line off those lows. Now pin that trend line up around the highs, right? Up around the highs there. Then look left and I want to get up around the high of that channel and ideally around one of those prior swings. We call this the first test is the best test, because when you draw that channel like this off the low, this is the first test of the high of that channel. First test is the best test. Now, this could be any entry pattern we teach in the free video courses. You know me, I love trap patterns. It could also be a trap. It could be a buyer failure pattern. It could be a pullback combination. And again, because tomorrow's a Friday, a great opportunity now to let that thing run right down to that breakout pullback. And again, any entry pattern could be a trap, a failure, a pullback combination. And by the way, I know that most of you guys watching right now, I know most of you guys know these patterns already. Bull traps, crown reversals, those V-top reversals. But if you're watching for the first time right now, if you want to learn more about these entry patterns, I teach all these traps and failures and pullback combos. I have hundreds of examples of these trades, all wrapped up in much more detail in our free video classes. I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner. Hit the little link that popped up there. Take that free video course, because the strategy you'll learn in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room to know exactly where the best winning trades are going to be each day. And I want to help you start implementing this on your own. I'll teach you 4 my favorite entry patterns. Guys, if you're not making money right now, if you're tired of missing the best trades each day, hit the link up top there. Take that free trading course. It's perfect for someone trying to make the jump into full-time trading. And also be aware too, if you can't get a link up top there, I'll put all the important links to talk about tonight the description of the YouTube video. I'll put my free class links down there, my membership trade room links. We trade together every day, 8 o'clock Eastern time in our trade room. I'll put all those details down there. I'm also on Twitter a lot during the day. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow. Put all the information there in the description of the YouTube video. That way you guys can learn more and see more examples of these entry patterns I'm talking about. So one of my game plan for tomorrow is if I can get up and trap these buyers in either that crown reversal, and again, it could be here, any of these levels of resistance up overhead. Just make sure we trap the buyers in and sell into those stop losses. And then again, if it runs up and just rips back down with that V top, find that new channel, mark off that low, and then again, you want that first test off that high. It could be a bull trap like this. It could be a buyer failure pattern. Any of the entry patterns you guys are learning in that free video course, and you know where it wants to go, right? It wants to go back down to that breakout pullback zone. Now, one more thing we should talk about. It's an overall bull market. So how would I trade this if it does end up rolling higher? If it really rips going higher, we may get a breakout pullback here. It does seem a bit unrealistic after such a big move the last 2 days, but with J-Pow tomorrow and a Friday mindset, who knows, right? Definitely possible. If this thing rips and runs convincingly through that pendulum swing, right? Now what we'll do is what was resistance now becomes support, and we basically look for a pull back to that support level. Remember, we don't pick the bottom, right? We're not in the business of picking tops and bottoms. We don't pick tops. We don't pick bottoms. That's a rookie mistake, right? The markets aren't that consistent enough. What will happen, though, is an overall bull market, if I get above that moving average, right? If I get below that moving average and I start seeing bears coming in, try once, try twice, I can use that classic failure pattern for a breakout pullback and a retest of that high. Now, remember, at the same time, right, if we end up running higher and this gets whacked back down and ends up grinding back down again, bingo, we know that is a signal now for that first short of top of that channel. But if we do see a very strong follow through here and a pullback, and if we start seeing those bears struggling here, right, if they're trying to short that back down, trying once, trying twice, think about where all their stops are going to be, and we can use those stops to fuel that next leg running higher. Don't forget, too, anytime we see a breakout of a trading range, I can use the size of that breakout leg for a measuring leg. So that will give me an idea now of where that next target will be, right? A, B, C, D, 1 leg, 2 leg. Remember, if you want to make more money, don't trade more often, right? Just get better at holding on to your winners. And again, tomorrow's a Friday. If I can get that failure And oftentimes, these are failure into bear trap patterns on the way higher, bear traps being higher high in price, a trap below that low. Again, this requires a lot of momentum through that high, right? Which may not be realistic after a big move up the last few days. But if we start seeing this thing holding off top of that range, that breakout pullback, use that failure pattern and that bear trap pattern. And again, the size of the breakout leg, that will give you now your target going higher. So that is how I like the idea going higher here. Now let's talk about going lower, because there's one sequence you need to be ready for tomorrow and maybe even into Monday next week. Let's grab the Nasdaq now. The Nasdaq is a beautiful chart right now. Nasy's ready for us here on the 60-minute. Again, the overall direction is definitely bullish, but it's pretty easy to see right now. We're sitting at major resistance with a range above us. You know, maybe I'm overthinking this right now. Maybe this thing keeps on going higher. We'll see for tomorrow, but I'll tell you right now, this is a situation where we play our cards right. A bull trap may definitely be an easy trade for tomorrow. Over and out of our tick charts, again, a 4,000 tick chart now on the Nasdaq, and there are two of the same big clues, right? It's a big move up into a trading range. Big moves tell us don't buy high, right? Buy as low as we can. I love the idea on the Nasdaq of going up into resistance, trapping those buyers in with that crown reversal, right? Again, really anywhere, here, anywhere up here, right? Or if we run higher, right, and that V top, same idea, right? Grab that new channel and don't miss that first test off of that high. Same thing we talked about before on the S&P. And again, if the buyers really beat the drum tomorrow, if we do get that blast going higher, it seems a bit unrealistic, but we never know, right? My job is not to make predictions. My job is to get us ready for ways to make money no matter what the market does. If we do see a good punch going higher, get through that pendulum swing, okay, now let's see if they pull back, if they can hold the top of the trading range, trap those bears in, and we're going to need those stops to fuel that next leg going higher. Anyways, I won't waste too much time here repeating myself on that Nasdaq. Going lower. Okay, going lower. Pay attention. There's one kind of scenario I always look for. You want to think about, remember that breakout pullback zone down here. You want to think about that move down, that pop up, that retest, and that bounce back up again. Okay, this is the scenario we've got to be ready for. And if we're really lucky, we'll get shorts on the way down. There's definitely ways to buy this bounce off that breakout pullback zone. I love the short back down again. And you know me, I love me those double bottom reversals. As you can see, there is plenty of ways to make money on this. We might get one of them, we might get all of them, but at least we know, be ready for it as we go. Let's talk about how to structure the entries and time the entries on this if we do end up going lower. And again, it may go up, trap high, and then blast down from there. If we're lucky, we'll get that tomorrow. On the way down, I'm in an overall bull market right now. So on the way down, the way you short something on the way down is you want to sell as high as you can right now. Why? Because the lower we go, who's waiting down here? Buyers. Right? Buyers are going to be waiting down here because it's a bull market overall and a big move higher. So on the way down, we have to sell bull traps going lower. Bull traps are very, very simple. They are a lower low in price, right? And a trap above that high. Check out that free video class I mentioned linked up in the upper right-hand corner or down in the description. And you'll see lots of examples. I have hundreds of examples of bull traps, bear traps, and everything between inside of that free video course I mentioned. So as we go lower, think about that bull trap pattern, that lower low in price. It'll be just a little above that moving average. Strong red candle closing below 21 EMA. That's your signal as we go lower. Then, how do I buy this low? Well, here's the problem. If we go all the way back down like this, I get it. We're an overall bull market, but this is a ton of what? Momentum. That's a lot of bearish momentum. Whenever I see a big move like this that pulls way back, it almost always will bounce and then retest the low there and then make the move up. All right. So I have to be careful buying that bounce, right? Because again, I don't have a crystal ball, right? I don't know how far it will go. What I'll do though is is once we start getting in and around that breakout pullback zone, this is where, remember that crown reversal pattern we mentioned earlier? Remember go up, buyers once, buyers twice? Remember that pattern right there? It looks like this, right? That is a crown reversal, the Nasdaq. We go up, buyers once, buyers twice. See, they go right above that high, right? And that is a beautiful, beautiful crown reversal pattern. It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap pattern, right? That same pattern off the high, we can now apply down here. It's just flip it, right? Just flip it. So as we go lower, right, I'm anticipating a bounce back up and a retest of that low. I cannot buy as it goes higher. Okay, write that down. I cannot buy as it goes higher. And to avoid that little trap right there, I have to look for ways to buy as low as possible. And whenever I'm trying to buy as low as possible, it will always be a bear trap. Okay, bear traps are key because you want to get in as low as you can. I want to be in as low as I can. That way, if we do run up and hold the underbelly and run back down again, I'm already in the green on that trade, right? I don't want to buy it up here as it goes higher. You're walking into what is usually a bull trap, right? So you don't want to make that mistake going lower. So as we go lower, pull back to the moving average. And again, could be here. I don't know where it's going to be. All I know is in this area is a horrible place to be a seller, right? I would never want to sell way down here. So when I see the rookies come in and try once, go higher, right? Why higher? Because sellers want to sell high. Buyers want to buy low, right? Buyers try once, buyers try twice, low in price for a bull trap. It's a higher high in price for a bear trap. Bears once, bears twice, trap those bears in, right? And then up we go from there. Now keep your eyes on the underbelly of these moves like this. That makes for a great spot for a target. Now at this point now, that will usually be, again, you'll have some prior low right there. The moving average will come up, right? And this is an area where it's easy to get trapped for a buyer. Remember, all that momentum going lower will want to roll over and retest that low. Now, do it again. Trap those buyers in. 1, 2, why twice? Because I need those stops. I need that pain. I need those stops to fuel this move back down to retest the low. Right? I don't need a technical bull trap on this. It'd be great if I got it. Don't get me wrong. I would love one of these patterns right there, but not required. This would be a 2-try failure pattern that we talk about in the free video course, right? So buyers come in, they try once, they try twice. I'm trying to see if those buyers commit, then I can sell right into those stop losses for that run back down again. Okay? Now, mission accomplished. Now think about this. Anybody who sells short on that pullback, where's their profit targets? Back down to retest the low, right? So the way I look at this is all the big money sellers, they become big money buyers at that low, right? In order for me to take my profit in a short trade, I become a buyer by definition. So big money sellers, smart money sellers, become smart money buyers down here. Now, who do you think comes in and trades short down here? Rookies, right? These are inexperienced traders. We all agree it's a horrible spot to be a seller. If I can get these bears commit once and twice, again, because I don't have a crystal ball, I don't know where the bottom is. What I do know, though, is once we go back and retest that low, we are not an overall bear market. We're an overall bull market. Once they retest the low and I start seeing those bears commit on this, now I got you. Now you're trapped. Now if you get stopped out, you're a buyer now. This is a scenario where everyone is a buyer. Everyone is a buyer. Think about this. Why? Well, the buyers, first of all. The buyers are going to buy low. Buyers buy low in a bull market. That's what buyers do. Also, too, all the big money sellers, they're buying there too. They're buying off that low. They're taking their profit and buying. And then once those rookies are trapped and they get stopped out, yes, they become buyers as well. Everyone is a buyer in this situation. This is why I love double bottom reversals in an overall bull market, because everyone is a buyer, including all the profit taken from the sellers and the bear trapped, right? The bear trapped rookie sellers off that low. Now watch closely here. Where does the market want to go now? It wants to go back up and take out that high and eventually go back up and take out that high. Remember, Friday mindset, leave that runner. On the way back up, there's one trade we look for. It's always going to be, remember, I want to buy as low as I can as it rotates. I'm going to do that with a bear trap. It's a higher high in price, right? It's a lower low right there. Nice strong signal. And whoop, right back up, right back up we go. So think about this scenario, right? Think about this scenario. As we go lower, it's that crown reversal pattern, right? It's basically a flipped version of a bearish crown reversal to bullish reversal. It's a bear trap off that low. Then we find resistance. There may be a channel like this, right? A channel for that area as well. We find resistance. We trap those rookie buyers in, knowing that the strength of that move down, even though we're an overall bull market, we'll likely pull back and retest that low. Again, we don't pick the top right there. We trap the rookies in and short this thing back down to retest the low. We take the bulk of the profit off at that low. Everyone is buying, whether they're getting in off that low or getting out of their shorts. We trap those bears in, that two-try failure we talk about so much in the free video classes. And then on the way back up, it's that bear trap pattern, that higher high in price. Profit comes off at the top of that swing, and you better leave that runner. Keep that Friday mindset, right? Get in early, remove risk quickly, leave that runner, and if we're lucky, we'll grind all the way back up and float back up to retest that level overhead. Right, guys? Now, I know this covered a lot tonight. I know this went a bit more advanced here this evening, so don't forget, check out that free video class I mentioned. It's all linked up. That will give you a lot more examples of these entry patterns. This will make a lot more sense once you go through the free video classes. But that's the game plan for tomorrow. Now, don't forget, tomorrow morning, come trade this stuff with me. The easiest way to make consistent money in the markets is to learn and trade along every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time in our trade room. I'll put all the important links, the free class links, the trade room membership links, all the details, description of the YouTube video. Hit those links, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon in the morning trade room, all the students here at SOT. Guys, hope you learned a bunch on the video. Hope you use this knowledge. Make a killing tomorrow. Let's finish up the week tomorrow with some more green. In the meantime, be well, be nice to each other out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.